going on, everybody? It's the main man, DG the Great, back again with another episode on the show. Today I want to talk about them Jaguars, man, from last night on Monday Night Football. Yeah, man, that was a tough one for them old Jacksonville Jaguars, man. And I ain't gonna give them too much, man. I'm really not. But I do want to talk about a few things with them. For starters, I know this was their first Monday night game in about 11 years. And yeah, man, for y'all to go on the road like that, already facing an 0-2 record, and to get on Monday Night Football and just put on that type of performance in a bad way, that's not a good look, man, for the franchise at all. And I know the owner is in disbelief. He done, over the past 2 off seasons, I know for a fact he done invested about almost $500 million into the team, as far as like acquiring players and giving players extensions and all that good stuff. Yeah, man, just to get on the field, man, and get that type of effort, man. Like it just seemed like nobody didn't care at all. Like they played like they didn't want to be there. And I know I'm not the only one that's seen that. Like everybody looking at it across the country, man. It was an embarrassing loss. It's been a while since I seen a beat down of that magnitude on Monday Night Football. It's been a while. Yeah, I don't know what Jacksonville can go for this. Cause like next up they got Houston, Texas, and then that's not gonna be an easy game. And I think they got to go over there. So that team really looking at an 0-4 hole, man. 0-4. That ain't a good look, man. But I ain't gonna hold y'all up in the fuck. I'm about to get into some numbers from last night. First and foremost, I got them written down right here. First downs. Jaguar had 19. The Bills had 25. Third down, the Jags went 2 of 13, while the Bills went 6 of 11. That's one strike right there. If you can't convert first downs, man, third down, like it's gonna be a long night for you. Now, granted, Jacksonville is the type of team that will go for it on fourth down. They were 50% on fourth down. They was 4-8, while the Bills was 100%. They was 2 of 2. But still, like 2 of 13. I mean, you had the ball 13 times, and you converted it twice. And then if you add into the fourth downs, you converted 6 out of. You made a first down 6 times. They're gonna put it that way. That ain't good going against a team like the Bills, and they're supposed to be the Bills rebuilding year. That's another crazy thing. Like they dumped Stephon Diggs. They let Cade Davis go, which he's on the Jaguars right now, and I think he had like 2 catches for 18 yards, something like that. I gotta look it up. I got the numbers down, but yeah, it was bad, man. And another issue with the Jaguars, that offensive line. And I told a couple people that I work with, I told them, I say, ever since Jawan Taylor, y'all let them walk, the offensive line have been bad. From left tackle to right tackle. It's horrible. They got to have one of the worst offensive line in the league right now. The worst. Out of 32 teams, I know for a fact they 32. That's horrible. You're not going to win no ball games with a horrendous offensive line. I don't care who you got back there. Even if you have a mobile quarterback back there, he's still going to have trouble. He's still going to have trouble getting away. Every time you hike the ball, the defense in your lap. It's hard. And like I say, I'm not giving Trevor Lawrence a pass because there's some things he can do, even with the line being like that. The quarterback, that's your job at the end of the day, man. You gotta see what's going on. You gotta make the proper adjustment. And on top of that, you got the coaches, man. They gotta help this man out. Like for the life of me, I don't understand why people always, when it comes to these coordinators, man, the offensive line already bad, and for whatever reason, the route concept take too long to develop. When you know you got a bad offensive line and that's just what you got for that year, like it ain't gonna get no better than this. Now you gotta start changing things up. You gotta start doing quick throws, man, quick hitches, quick slants. You gotta do stuff to neutralize that pass rush. If you stay back down and be a statue, the defensive line and the linebackers gonna have a field day on you. And that's what's going on with Jacksonville right now. Then another thing, between Doug Peterson and Press Taylor, they don't know who calling the plays. I don't even know who calling the plays. Now, don't get it wrong. I'm not a Jacksonville Jaguar fan. I'm a fan of football. My team was the Atlanta Falcons. But by me staying in the city, like, I do want to see the team do good. Like, that's why I say I'm not going to get on them. I'm not going to get on them too bad. But I do want to see the team do good because I feel like they have the talent. I just feel like they don't care right now. Ever since week 1, when Travis Etienne fumbled at the goal line, it seemed like they lost all hope. It's just like they don't care. They don't care. I don't know what it is. It's bad, man. It's bad, and the fans are very disappointed because they definitely had high hopes for this team. They definitely felt like they could have made the playoffs. I feel like they could have made the playoffs. Excuse me, but I feel like they could have made the playoffs. But now, shit, they don't even look like they're gonna make it out their division. Cause not only you got Houston right there, and then next up you got the Colts. And like I say, the Colts ain't a bad team either. They're not a bad team. The only team and I think it's only 3 teams in the whole entire league that's winless. The Bengals, and then you got the 2 in the AFC South, which are the Titans and the Jaguars. But yeah, I'm not like I said, I'm not gonna get on them too much. But man, man, for y'all to get beat by almost 40 points. I'm just going to say that you got beat by almost 40 points on Monday Night Football in a NFL game. And I want to say the Bills scored on their first 4 possessions. And that's what I keep telling people. People blaming Trevor. Yeah, he probably the problem, but he ain't the whole problem. Because Trevor didn't give up 47 points to the Bills. No. He didn't give up 47 points to the Bills. Did he help the cause by going 3 and out? No. But at the end of the day, he didn't give up 47 points. You got to start looking at this thing as a collective. You got to start looking at it. And I don't know what's going on with Coach Nielsen. I don't know what's going on with him. He was with us last year. He took our defense from 30th to like top 10. We still, and like I said, that defense still humming. So was it him or was it the players we had? Because the defense still the same right now for Atlanta. And I told a couple of Jaguar fans, I said, I feel like Ryan Nielsen is going to be good for y'all. Especially with you got Josh Allen. Then you picked up Armstead in free agency. You got Devon Hamilton. You have Trevon Walker. Your linebackers, you got Devin Lloyd. You have Louis Khan. Who was the other guy they got? Who was the other guy in the middle? I can't remember the country in a minute. And like I said, even a secondary, man, like looking at it, you had Tyson Campbell, picked up Ronald Darby in the free agency. You got Andre Cisco. So yeah, y'all had some pieces in that secondary, but once again, the injured bug done bit them. Once again, it done bit them. And I look at the game last night, I see guys in the secondary. I'm like, who is these people? Come to find out, these guys coming off the practice squad. But you know what? That's enough on the player. But you know who I really want to have a talk with? I want to have a talk with this management team, the GM, you know what I'm saying, of the other Jacksonville Jaguars. Because it came to my attention about 2 weeks ago, knowing that y'all got one of the worst offensive line in the league. Now, granted, you took Brian Thomas Jr. in the first round. That's understandable. Y'all needed another receiver to go with Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram. That's understandable. But the moves you made in the next 2 rounds is head scratchers. You drafted Mason Smith and Jefferson out of LSU in the 2nd and 3rd round. That ain't the real issue. Is you drafted those guys and they've been healthy scratches the whole entire season. Wow. One of those could have been an interior O-lineman. You need help bad on the offensive line. You need help bad. Once again, you pay Trevor Lawrence all this money and you don't address the real issue. You don't protect your investment. That don't make sense. You pay this man $275 million. Now everybody calling for his head because he looked like shit. He look like shit right now. Why? Because he behind a shitty offensive line. That's just plain and simple. He behind a shitty offensive line. Like, I don't get it. Then Coach Peterson, I don't know what's going on with him and Press Taylor. Same thing he doing here in Jacksonville, that's what got him out of Philly. Now he's saying, oh, it's nothing off the table, even the benching of Trevor Lawrence. What that's going to fix? It's still not going to fix the problem. Like I tell everybody, and everybody who got somewhat of a knowledge of football, Games are won and lost in the trenches, for whether it's the offensive line or the defensive line. That's where the game is won at. That's where the game is won at. And I'm pretty sure when people face the Jaguars, they 10 off on them because they know their offensive line is horrible. Trash. Horrible. Trash. I don't get it, man. So, enough of my rant. Let me get back to calling out the team stats. Jacksonville ran a total number of 68 plays, while the Bills had 60. Total yardage, Jacksonville 239, the Bills 388. They both had 10 drives. They both had 10 drives apiece. Rushing, 92 for the Jags, 122 for the Bills. Penalties, it was pretty much even called. Jags had 7 for 45. The Bills had 6 for 47. Pretty much time of possession wasn't all that bad either. 28 minutes and 20 seconds opposed to 31 and 40 seconds for the Bills. You know, that wasn't bad. So this is what I think gonna happen. And it's just me. Like I say, I ain't no expert at this stuff. It's just me. I'm just basing this off my opinion. Do I think WP make it through the season? I think he make it through the season, but I think that'll be it for him. Cause he already lost 3 games in a row. And if I take it back, their last win was against the Panthers last year. And that ain't saying shit. The Panthers are the worst team in the league right now. The worst team. Up until they made that quarterback change with Andy Dalton. But that's still, you know, the verdict's still out on that. We'll see. But right now, Carolina Panthers the worst team in the NFL. And that was the Jaguars' last win. And Trevor Lawrence wasn't even starting that game. It was C.J. Beathard that was starting that game. So Trevor Lawrence last 8 or 9 games, he either 1-8 or 1-9, something like that. It's horrible. So yeah, now they talking about a quarterback change. Okay, you bring in Mac Jones, then what? I mean, it's gonna be bad either way. Why? Because you failed to fix the offensive line, and you paid this man all this money. You gave this man $275 million over the course of 5 years. Now, by all means, pay your quarterback if you feel like he's your franchise, but protect your investment. Protect your investment. That's just like me buying a house in the state of Florida, knowing damn well we have hurricanes every year, and I don't get no type of insurance to protect me from that. Oh, I like the house. I'm just gonna buy that motherfucker outright for $300,000. Oh damn, I don't need no insurance. I'm good. No, I sound like a damn fool. And that's what the Jaguars did. That's what the Jaguars did. You paid the quarterback because y'all feel he the franchise of the, you know, he the quarterback of the future for y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but you gotta protect your investment. Offensive line. Yeah, y'all got a receiver. Like I say, I think Brian Thomas gonna be a stud. Cade Davis, as you can see, he was only getting out because he had Stephon Diggs, and I ain't even gonna get on him. It is what it is. And like I say, Evan Ingram being out, they got to go to Brandon Strange. Big drop off in tight ends. I like Parker Washington though. I think he'll be straight. I just feel like he don't get enough opportunities. Yeah, Parker Washington will be good. He can step up. He just don't get enough opportunities. But to be honest with you, man, the body language that I seen on that sideline last night, the team just don't give a fuck right now. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. They don't give a fuck. You can look at their body language and tell they don't give a fuck. Like where the dog at on defense that's gonna they're gonna corral the team when they. I thought I would at least seen somebody like get on their ass, like when how the Bills just drove it down their throat the first drive. Camera go over to the sideline. Everybody just sitting there just waiting for to get back on the field. Where the captain out of the defense, man? Like where that dog at that's getting off in these players' ass, Like, come on, man. If you don't want to play, get your ass off the field. Put somebody back here who's going to put forth the effort. Like, I mean, what we doing? This shit is crazy, man. Like, ain't nobody checking nobody. I mean, where the dogs at, man? Like, who going to be that alpha? Who going to be that grown-ass man that going to step up and get that shit right? Like, this shit is crazy, man. Like, for real. But, yeah, man. Jacksonville, they got a major problem. But I will say this, my prediction on that, it's gonna be some, they finna clean house. I think Shad Khan, you gotta think. Put yourself in his position. You done invested almost $500 million in the past 2 off seasons, and then what you got to show for it? You gonna want some answers, even if it take cleaning house. A lot of people say, "Oh, he don't know nothing about football." This, that, but one thing he do know, he know business. That's why he's a billionaire. He know business and how to conduct it. And if you invest the money and ain't getting no return, you finna move around some things so you can start getting investment. That's the common denominator when you're doing business. Shit ain't rocket science. It is what it is. So yeah, Dougie P, Press Taylor, Trent Baalke. Yeah, if they don't turn this shit around, this might be their last little go around in Jacksonville. Yeah, this might be their last little go around in Jacksonville. Yeah, man, cause this shit here is this is embarrassing, man. Like I said, I ain't even get on none of my partners at work, cause I'm like, at this point, man, this shit ain't even laughable no more. Like, they got a real problem. They got a major problem. They not only losing games, they losing games with lack of execution, lack of effort. It's bigger than just them just losing because they getting outplayed. No, y'all beating yourselves on top of getting outplayed. That just makes shit worse. So yeah, they got a major problem down here in Jacksonville when it comes to the Jaguars. They got a major problem. And like I say, I don't see it getting no better. Now, when I first made my prediction on the Jaguars, I had them winning 10 and 11 ball games. Now, Jacksonville might go 5 and 12, 6 and 11. I say 6 and 11. I think they'll finish up 6 and 11, miss the playoffs, and it will be some changes. It will be some changes. Cause like I said, they started out 8 and 3 last year and collapsed. You started out 8 and 3. Y'all was up for the #1 seed in the playoff last year. Collapsed. After San Fran came down here and beat you 31-3 or something like that, the wheels came off. Now, granted, they did suffer some injuries, but hell, everybody dealing with injuries. It's just not only them, it's the whole NFL thing. Have y'all seen the injury report this year to all the stars that's injured? Oh my goodness. So everybody dealing with injuries. That's a part of the game. Next man up. Play like you got them trying to feed your family. Instead of trying to get on Instagram and get likes and all this shit. This shit a job at the end of the day, man. Come on, Jacksonville, tighten up. Y'all got way, way better talent than that, man, than what y'all displaying on Sundays. Come on, man. Y'all got a city who really behind y'all. Y'all got to give them something to cheer for, man. Y'all got to give them something to cheer for, man. For real, man. Seriously. And that's all I got to say about that, man. Until next time, man. Go Dogs, and I'll holler at y'all on the flip side on the next one. Y'all be blessed.